Mark Visser, aka Sparkuus, and I live in Japan. Welcome back to the kitchen. I'm cooking supper for my family again today, and so I thought I would show you. Today I'm going to make miso soup. Miso soup is a huge part of the Japanese menu. A typical Japanese breakfast could be miso soup, rice, and some fried fish or an egg or something. I don't particularly care for a Japanese breakfast. I love miso soup, but not for breakfast. But you can have it for breakfast, you can have it for lunch, you can have it for supper, any time of the day. Pretty much always had with rice. The rice is already scrubbed and in the rice cooker. I just have to press start later and it'll go, wash it up, add water, hit the button, you're good to go. But I've got to make the miso soup. There are two basic kinds of miso. There is white miso and red miso. Around here, white is more popular, I've been told. I've only ever made white. I have had red in a restaurant, didn't like it as much. I can't remember exactly what it was called, but some people also take the red and the white and mix it. It's not pink. There are other minor kinds of miso as well. I've seen a few in the store, but I cannot remember what they were at all. I think one was mugi maybe, which is a kind of wheat. I don't understand, because miso is made from soybean. Very versatile bean. I'm going to make miso soup with the ingredients I have available. Like I said before, anything I make is not a definitive example of whatever food I'm making. This is just what I've been taught and what I've got available. It's simple, it's quick to make. The only thing that's going to slow me down is I'm making a video. Luckily, I've started several hours before supper actually is supposed to start, so I've got time. Look at the lens! Ugh, I will get used to that eventually. Trust me. Oh, phone call. You're on your way home? Oh, okay. I was just about to start making miso soup. Miso and the rice is washed and in the maker. Kamiko's on her way home, so I don't have to worry about making anything else. When she comes home, she's gonna make something eggplant mixed with meat, some kind of stir-fry kind of thing. It's always delicious. So I just have to make the miso soup. Let's get to it. Today, in our miso soup, we will be using dashi, which is some kind of fish stock thing, I think. Carrots, only one. Daikon, which is sometimes called white radish, or giant radish, or Japanese radish, or even daikon in English. An onion. Well, probably half an onion. Our miso paste, white miso, even though it's brown, and tofu. When I took a look, this wasn't a fish-based stock, this is kombu dashi, so it's a seaweed-based stock. First, we're going to put some water in our pot, and then add a half pack of this kombu dashi. Now, different kinds of dashi can be used. My wife always buys this kombu dashi, so this is what I use. Mix it up. We want to cut up our onion, our daikon, and our carrot. Now, I only think I want half an onion. Don't really need more than that. Unlike curry, where we cut the onion in fairly big chunks, and just about everything in fairly big chunks, we will be cutting everything today pretty fine. Cut everything into as small pieces as possible, partly because my one-year-old son will also be eating this. So far, I have not lost a finger to the knife. I have, however, lost part of this finger to a blunt, rusty shovel. Into the pot. I completely forgot. How can I forget? We also put a potato in this thing. Okay, next let's do up our carrot. I can't believe I almost forgot a potato. Luckily we have one. This is our last potato, actually. And making his second appearance in one of my videos is the peeler! Who cares? Not my finger. Cut up our potato. Also into rather small pieces. If we cut the potato as small as we cut the carrot, it would probably dissolve. But you cut them small, they will cook faster. Add them to the pot. It's getting crowded in there. Okay, next we're going to use a chunk of this daikon. I think we'll take a chunk of about that big. I've never tried using the tip before. It's kind of cone-shaped. Normally I'm using a middle piece, which is pretty flat, so I don't usually use the peeler to peel it, I use the knife. The daikon also gets cut very finely into small chunks, diced, whatever you want to call it, and add them to the pot. Now we turn on the power and hit boil. And we let that boil. So now we're just going to boil that until the water softens. No, the water doesn't soften, until the vegetables soften. And at that point, it'll be time to add the miso, and the tofu goes in last. I'm skipping ahead though. You know, this would be so much easier if I had a cameraman. Right now, it looks nothing like miso soup. Okay, better turn that down. That's boiling. That is bubbling. That is boiling. I'm actually making a lot of miso, more than we need tonight, because I want to make something with the leftovers tomorrow, which I will also show you. This really doesn't take that long to make, and it's not that hard. As long as you get the vegetables soft, you're ready to go on to the next step. Hi there. Vegetables are all softened up. Now it's time to put in the miso. We have the miso right here, and we have our miso sieve, I guess. This is not measured. This is done to taste. I like a fair bit of miso in my miso soup myself, so I will add a fair bit in. More than that. Okay, we just mix that, let that dissolve. There are some solid chunks in there that you don't want in the soup. I am getting completely steamed up doing it this way. Some people do just mix the miso in straight and don't use one of these sieves. I've never done it that way. I don't know if I've even ever tried miso that's been done that way. After you've mixed the miso, this is what's left. I don't really know what it is. That looks pretty good. Not enough. More miso. More miso. I really can't see a thing. I'm totally fogged up. More miso. That's pretty good. Our last step will be to add in the tofu. That's a lot of tofu. Man, it'll be okay. I'll just go drain the tofu. Tofu is often just held in the hand and cut up in the hand. This is a very sharp knife, so I want to be quite careful when doing this, especially on these downward cuts. And no blood to add flavor. Mix it up. And we're done. That's it. That's all it takes to make miso soup. It's quite easy. Just have a bowl of that with rice, and sometimes that's all I have for a meal. I'm quite satisfied with that. I like to mix them, which is then called nekomama, which is cat's something. That's all it takes to make miso soup. It's easy, it's quick, and it tastes great. Mmm. Miso-licious. That sounds dumb. If you can find the miso, give it a try sometime. It is really delicious. If you like what you see, click the thumbs up below, post a comment below the doobly-doo if you feel so inclined. And, if you want to see more videos like this, cooking and otherwise, please subscribe to my channel. I'm Mark Visser, aka Sparkuus. I hope to see you back here for another I Live in Japan very soon.